Your exhaust headers are running at 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit right now, maybe hotter if you have aftermarket pipes. Gasoline auto ignites at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. That means the metal underneath your fuel tank is nearly 3 times hotter than the temperature where gas catches fire on its own. No spark needed, no static electricity, just contact. And you are about to pour flammable liquid directly above it. Most riders have no idea how thin the margin actually is between a normal fill-up and a trip to the burn unit. I did not either until I started researching why motorcycle gas station fires keep happening. 15 mistakes. Some of them you are making right now without knowing it. Some of them have already cost riders their bikes, their skin, and in at least one case I found, their life. Let us go through all of them. Mistake number 15, using your phone at the pump. All right, let's start with one that is actually a myth, because I want to get this out of the way. You have seen the signs, no cell phones. You have probably wondered if that is actually based on anything real. Here is the truth. The Petroleum Equipment Institute investigated more than 176 gas station fires. Not a single one was caused by a cell phone. Researchers tried to ignite fuel vapors using phones in controlled experiments, and they could not do it. Radio frequency energy from your phone is nowhere near strong enough to create a spark that could ignite gasoline. So why the signs? Liability. Gas stations do not want to get sued, so they ban anything that could theoretically cause a problem. Should you be scrolling through Instagram while pumping gas? Probably not. That is because you should be watching your fuel level, not because your phone is going to blow anything up. The real dangers are different. This one just is not it. Mistake number 14, fueling on soft or uneven ground. This one catches riders at rural stations all the time. You pull up, deploy your kickstand, start fueling, and the kickstand slowly sinks into hot asphalt or soft dirt. The bike starts to lean. Now you have a choice. Catch a 500-pound motorcycle mid-fall or watch it dump fuel everywhere as it goes down. Neither option is good. I have seen forum posts from riders whose bikes went down at the pump because they did not notice the ground was gravel covered in oil residue. Slick surface plus soft ground plus a heavy bike equals disaster. Before you even think about the fuel cap, look down. Is the ground solid? Is it level? Is your kickstand actually going to hold? This takes 2 seconds and saves you from becoming the person who dropped their bike at a gas station with an audience. Mistake number 13, fueling in high wind without securing the bike. Speaking of bikes going down at the pump, wind gusts at exposed pump islands have knocked over more motorcycles than riders want to admit. You are standing there, nozzle in hand, and a 40 miles per hour gust catches your bike like a sail. The fix is simple. If it is windy, position yourself on the windward side of the bike. Keep one hand on the handlebar or on the tank. If the wind is really bad, consider waiting it out or find a station with covered pumps. A dropped bike is not just embarrassing. If it cracks the tank or breaks the fuel line, you are now dealing with a hazardous material situation and a repair bill that starts at 4 figures. Mistake number 12, not knowing your tank capacity. This sounds basic. It is not. You would be surprised how many riders do not actually know how many gallons their tank holds. They just fill until it looks full, or until the pump stops. If you do not know your capacity, you cannot calculate how much you are actually putting in. And if you cannot calculate that, you are relying entirely on the pump to tell you when to stop. We will talk about why that is a terrible idea. Know your tank capacity, know your reserve, know roughly how many miles you get per gallon. This is not just about avoiding overfills, it is about understanding your machine. Mistake number 11, ignoring fuel spills on hot components. Let us say you mess up. Fuel spills. It happens. What you do in the next 5 seconds determines whether this is a minor inconvenience or a life-altering event. If fuel lands on your exhaust headers and you immediately try to start the bike, you are gambling with your life. Motorcycle exhaust headers run from 1,000 to 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit. Gasoline auto-ignites, meaning it catches fire without any spark at all, at around 500 degrees Fahrenheit. You do not need a running engine to set it off. You do not need static electricity. You just need liquid fuel touching metal that is about 3 times hotter than the ignition point. If you spill fuel on hot components, stop. Wait. Let it evaporate completely. I do not care if you are in a hurry. I do not care if someone is waiting at the pump. Your skin does not grow back the same way after third-degree burns. Mistake number 10, trusting aftermarket exhaust temperatures. If you have upgraded to an aftermarket exhaust system, you need to know something. Those pipes run hotter than stock, sometimes significantly hotter. The manufacturer tuned your stock exhaust to balance performance with heat management. That aftermarket system you bolted on for the sound and the power gains was not designed with the same constraints. I have seen forum threads from riders with aftermarket headers who measured surface temperatures over 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit during spirited riding. That is nearly 3 times the gasoline auto ignition point. If you are running an aftermarket exhaust, you need to be even more paranoid about letting things cool down before you fuel, not less. Mistake number 9, fueling immediately after highway riding. This is where the math starts getting scary. You have been cruising at highway speed for an hour and your exhaust is at peak operating temperature. You pull off at a rest stop, roll right up to the pump, and start filling. Your headers are sitting at 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit. Gasoline auto-ignites at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. You are about to pour highly flammable liquid directly above those headers. In March 2024, a rider in Ceres, California did exactly this. He had just exited the freeway. The tank overflowed, fuel hit the manifold, the motorcycle, the gas pump, and the station canopy all caught fire at the same time. The fire marshal's statement was blunt. Any fuel that drips onto a hot manifold, especially in summer, has a high likelihood of igniting, 2 to 3 minutes. That's all it takes for exhaust temperatures to drop into a safer range. 2 to 3 minutes could be the difference between filling your tank and filling out insurance claims from a hospital bed. Mistake number 8, not grounding yourself before touching the nozzle. Static electricity gets blamed for a lot of things it does not actually cause, but it can cause gas station fires, and it is almost entirely preventable. The Petroleum Equipment Institute found that nearly half of the 176 fires they investigated happened in cold, dry months, January, February, December. That is when static buildup is worst. Here is the thing about static and gasoline. Gasoline's minimum ignition energy is 0.2 millijoules. A static spark you cannot even feel delivers around 1 millijoule. That means a discharge so small, you would not notice it carries 5 times the energy needed to ignite fuel vapor. The fix is embarrassingly simple. Before you touch the nozzle, touch any unpainted metal surface, the pump housing, your bike's frame, anything that grounds you. Do it every time, even when you do not think you have a static charge. This is especially important if you are wearing synthetic riding gear. That material generates more static than cotton. If you have been sliding around on your seat adjusting position, you have probably built up a charge. Touch metal first, always. Mistake number 7, staying seated on the bike while fueling. Every single documented severe burn incident I researched had one thing in common. The rider was seated on the bike when the fire started. Think about the physics for a second. If flames erupt from your fuel tank while you are straddling the machine, the fire is literally between your legs. Your escape route is blocked by the thing that is burning. CCTV footage from Tamil Nadu, India shows exactly what this looks like. Rider seated, tank overflows, flames erupt, and he barely manages to throw himself off the bike in time. He survived, but with severe burns. BP's official fueling guidelines say it plainly. Because the fuel tank is so close to the engine, the risk of ignition is higher. Get off your motorbike when refueling. I know some riders argue that sitting on the bike keeps it more stable, and sure, that might be true. But I would rather catch a falling bike than be sitting on one that is on fire. Mistake number 6, topping off the tank. You know that thing where you squeeze in a little extra after the pump clicks off? Stop. Do not do that. Modern motorcycles have evaporative emission systems. There is a charcoal canister designed to capture fuel vapors and prevent them from escaping into the atmosphere. That canister is designed to process gas in vapor form, not liquid. When you top off, liquid fuel can be forced into that canister. When liquid fuel saturates activated charcoal, the canister is destroyed permanently. I found posts on the MV Augusta forum from owners who had to replace their charcoal canisters after overfilling incidents. The cost was over $2,000 for a part most riders do not even know exists. But it gets worse. A damaged canister cannot vent properly, and your tank can develop a vacuum. In extreme cases, that vacuum can actually collapse the tank. I am not making that up. There are documented cases of tank collapse from improper venting caused by canister damage. When the pump clicks off, you are done. Do not try to round up to the next dollar. Do not try to hit an even number, just stop. Mistake number 5, leaving the engine running. This is illegal in most states. The California Code of Regulations states it explicitly. No internal combustion engine fuel tank shall be refilled with a flammable liquid while the engine is running. But legality aside, this is just physics. A running engine is a constant ignition source. Hot exhaust, an active electrical system, and moving parts create heat and friction. You are filling a tank with a flammable liquid while a machine designed to create controlled explosions is doing exactly that, inches away. The Marietta incident I mentioned in the intro had the engine running. Fuel overflow hit the hot, running engine and ignited immediately. The rider did not have time to react. Never fill the tank with the engine running. Turn it off every time, no exceptions. Mistake number 4, overfilling the tank. This is the most common mistake on this list, and it is the gateway to almost every fire incident I researched. Here is the problem. Gas pump auto shutoffs are calibrated for cars. Cars have long filler necks that properly trigger the Venturi-based shutoff mechanism. Motorcycle tanks are smaller, positioned differently, and filler neck angles vary. The auto shutoff often does not work correctly. One rider on a Kawasaki forum described what happened when he trusted the pump. The fuel went everywhere. It was everywhere. There was so much fuel, I was afraid of a fire. Experienced riders gave the same advice. I cannot say I have ever trusted the shutoff for my motorcycle. Since I can see the fuel in the tank, I just watch it. That is the fix. Watch your fuel level. Manually stop when fuel is visible an inch or two below the filler neck. Never rely on the pump to do it for you. Mistake number 3, fueling without checking the gas cap. In Fountain Inn, South Carolina, a rider at a gas station was fueling a motorcycle that had no gas cap at all. The bike tipped, fuel spilled onto hot components, and the outcome was fatal. This is not just about missing caps. It is about caps that are not seated properly, caps with damaged seals, caps that look closed but are not actually locked. Before you put a single drop of fuel in your tank, verify your gas cap situation. Is it there? Is it sealed? Will it actually contain the fuel you're about to add? This sounds so basic it is almost insulting, but someone died because of it. That makes it worth mentioning. Mistake number 2, trusting the pump's auto shutoff. I mentioned this briefly with overfilling, but it deserves its own spot because this single mistake is directly responsible for almost every overflow incident in the rider forums. The physics are simple. Gas pumps fill at rates designed for 15 to 20 gallon car tanks. Your motorcycle tank holds 3 to 5 gallons. The window between almost full and overflow can be less than 1 second. Auto shutoffs rely on a Venturi effect. Fuel can back up into the nozzle, change the pressure, and trip the shutoff. But motorcycle tank geometries vary wildly. Filler necks point in different directions and at different angles. The shutoff mechanism was never designed for these configurations. I found dozens of forum threads from riders who had overflow incidents. The consistent theme was they all thought the pump would stop. It did not. You have to watch every fill, every time. Your eyes are the only shutoff mechanism you can trust. Mistake number 1, fueling on a hot exhaust. This is the one. The worst mistake, the one that connects every fire incident I researched. Motorcycle exhaust headers reach 1,000 to 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit during normal operation. Gasoline can auto-ignite at 495 to 560 degrees Fahrenheit. That means your exhaust is running at 2 to 3 times the temperature needed to ignite fuel without any spark at all. Every other mistake on this list, the running engine, the overfilling, the seated fueling, the trusting auto-shutoffs, they all matter because they increase the chance of fuel contacting your exhaust while it is hot. Remove the hot exhaust from the equation and you buy yourself margin for error. Spill a little fuel on a cold bike? Annoying, but you will live. Spill that same fuel on headers that just came off the highway? You are looking at third-degree burns and a destroyed motorcycle. The fix costs you nothing but time. 2 to 3 minutes of cooling after sustained riding drops your exhaust temperature into a range where accidental spills become problems instead of catastrophes. Every precaution on this list exists because fuel touching a hot exhaust equals fire. Address that single variable and the compound risk chain breaks apart. 15 mistakes. Some of them you knew, some of them probably surprised you, but here is what I want you to take away. It is never just one thing. The guy in Marietta did not just leave his engine running. He left it running, he overfilled the tank, and he stayed seated. The rider in series did not just overfill. He overfilled, had just come off the freeway, and he pulled the nozzle out while fuel was gushing. Each mistake by itself has pretty low odds of causing a fire, but stack them together and you are not playing odds anymore. You are guaranteeing an outcome. The good news? Every single one of these mistakes is preventable. No special equipment, no expensive upgrades, just a little awareness and a few extra seconds at the pump. Stay safe out there. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. I have more videos coming on the mistakes that are actually costing riders, not the stuff everyone already knows. I will see you in the next one.